You've been waiting, you've been praying, you've been asking God, where are they? Why haven't they come yet? But I came to tell you today, God is not late. He is not ignoring you. He is not withholding blessings from you. See, we get caught up in the waiting, thinking it's wasted time. But what if I told you the wait is working for you? What if I told you that before God gives you the blessing, He's shaping you into the person who can carry it? What if the delay is not denial, but divine preparation? Because, hear me, God does not send unfinished promises to unfinished people. You're not just waiting for them. God is waiting for you to be ready. The wait is not wasted. Every second, every minute, every hour that you feel like you are standing still is actually a divine process at work. You see, when we think of waiting, we imagine sitting still, doing nothing, watching the clock tick by, feeling like life is passing us while we sit in expectation. But that is not how God works. When God has you waiting, He is not leaving you in limbo. He is not putting you on pause just to frustrate you. No, He is working behind the scenes, shifting things, preparing things, aligning things, not just around you, but within you. Because the blessing is not just about receiving, it's about becoming. It's not just about when it happens, it's about who you are when it happens. Think about this. When a seed is planted in the ground, it looks like nothing is happening. You can go outside every day, stare at that soil, and it seems lifeless. But what you don't see is that beneath the surface, the seed is breaking, transforming, digging its roots deep so that when the time comes, it can rise strong. If you dig it up too soon, you kill what was meant to grow. Some of you are frustrated because you don't see anything happening. But what if I told you that underground, beneath the surface of your life, God is doing a work that eyes cannot yet see? What if I told you that what feels like silence is actually strategy? Because the truth is, the right thing at the wrong time is still the wrong thing. If God sent them before you were ready, you wouldn't be able to carry what He is about to release. Some of you are praying for a strong partner, but God is saying, I'm making you strong first. Some of you are asking for someone who will love you unconditionally, but God is saying, I'm teaching you how to love. You want a relationship built on faith, but you don't even fully trust God yet. Why would He give you something you're not prepared to handle? God is not just preparing someone for you, He is preparing you for someone. And preparation is never easy. It stretches you, it challenges you, it pushes you to grow in ways you never expected. It teaches you to lean on God like never before. Some of the greatest lessons you will ever learn about love, patience, faith, and endurance will come in the waiting season. Because it is in the waiting that you develop the character necessary to sustain what you are asking for. If you're waiting, don't see it as a punishment, see it as a privilege. Because it means God is taking the time to refine you, to shape you, to mold you into someone who won't just enter a relationship, but will walk in it with purpose, wisdom, and strength. It means He loves you enough to say not yet, because He wants to give you His best, not just something rushed, forced, or out of alignment. So don't waste the wait. Use it. Build yourself. Strengthen your faith. Walk in your purpose. Because when the time is right, what is meant for you will not just arrive, it will align. God is protecting you from premature attachments. You may not see it now, but there are some things that if they had come into your life too soon would have done more harm than good. There are some people you cried over, some relationships you begged to work, some doors you were desperate to walk through, but God in His mercy shut them down. And at the time it felt like rejection, it felt like loss, it felt like you were being punished. But what if I told you that what you called heartbreak, God called protection? See, sometimes we get so caught up in wanting what we want that we don't stop to ask if it's what we need. We don't stop to ask, God, is this person aligned with the future you have for me? Are they helping me grow or distracting me from my purpose? We are so focused on having someone to fill a space that we don't even realize how much space we still need to grow within ourselves. And so God steps in He blocks the number. He closes the door. He removes the person. And at first, you resist it. You try to make it work. You hold on to something that God is trying to pull away. But when God removes someone, it is not to leave you empty. It is to make room for something greater. Think about this. If you plant a tree in bad soil, it doesn't matter how much sunlight it gets, how much rain it receives, it will struggle to grow. It will never reach its full potential because it is rooted in the wrong environment. Some of you have been asking God, why didn't it work out? Why did they walk away? Why did this connection fall apart? But the real question is, would you have been able to thrive in that relationship, or would it have stunted the very growth that God is trying to produce in you? There's some people who look right but aren't right. There are some relationships that feel good, and there are some situations that make you happy in the moment, but would cost you your peace, your purpose, and your destiny in the long run. And so God blocks it. He steps in and does what you don't have the strength to do. He separates you from what is beneath you, from what is limiting you, from what is distracting you, from becoming the person He has called you to be. And the thing about protection is, it doesn't always look like protection at first. You might be frustrated because you feel like you're always meeting the wrong people. You're wondering, why do I keep attracting those who are not right for me? But what if I told you that God is showing you something in the pattern? He is revealing to you that there are still parts of you that need healing, parts of you that are still drawn to dysfunction, parts of you that are settling for less than what He has planned for you. He's not just keeping the wrong people away. He's teaching you to recognize what isn't right before you get too attached. Because attachments can be dangerous. When you attach yourself to the wrong person, it doesn't just slow you down, it can break you, it can drain you, it can make you lose yourself in something that was never meant for you in the first place. That's why God won't let you settle. That's why He will keep blocking what is beneath you until you rise to the level of what He has prepared for you. So don't fight the closed doors. Don't cry over the relationships that didn't last. Don't beg for what God has already removed. Trust that if He took it away, it was never meant to stay. Trust that if He closed that chapter, the next one is going to be better. Trust that when the right person comes, it won't take begging, it won't take forcing, it won't take losing yourself in the process. Because when something is from God, it comes with peace. It comes with alignment. It comes in His perfect timing. So let go of what's not meant for you. Walk away from what no longer serves you and watch how God replaces what you lost with something far greater than you ever imagined. You must become what you are asking for. So many people are waiting for the right one to come into their lives, praying for a partner who is strong, loyal, patient, kind, and faithful. But have you stopped to ask yourself, are you becoming what you are asking for? It's easy to create a list of qualities we want in someone else. We want someone who will love us unconditionally. We want someone who is emotionally mature, someone who is faithful, someone who understands commitment. But here's the reality. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If you are still carrying brokenness, if you are still holding on to unhealthy habits, if you are still avoiding the areas in your life that need healing, then how can you expect to be ready when the right person comes? Because the truth is, God is not just preparing someone for you, He is preparing you for someone. And if you are asking for a partner who is whole, you can't still be holding onto your brokenness. If you are asking for someone who is faithful, you have to ask yourself, am I living with integrity? Do I keep my word? Do I honor my commitments? You want someone who will communicate openly and honestly, but are you still avoiding difficult conversations? You want someone who will love you at your worst, but are you even working on becoming your best? Growth is uncomfortable. It forces you to face yourself. It forces you to confront the parts of you that are still weak, the patterns that keep repeating, the cycles that keep pulling you back into the same mistakes. And if you don't take the time to deal with those things now, you will carry them into the relationship you are praying for. because a relationship will not fix you. A partner will not heal you. Love does not erase the work that still needs to be done within you. And this is where so many people get it wrong. They think that once they find the right person, everything will fall into place. They think that love will complete them, that a relationship will bring the fulfillment they've been searching for. But no one can fill a space in you that only growth and healing were meant to fill. If you don't take responsibility for your own development, you will enter a relationship looking for someone else to do the work that only you can do. And that is not fair to them. That is not fair to you. That is not how strong, healthy love is built. A relationship is not supposed to be a place where you go to get fixed. It is supposed to be a place where two whole, growing people come together to build something greater. And that's why God has you in a season of preparation. He is stretching you. He is challenging you. He is refining you in the fire, removing what is weak, strengthening what is inside of you. Because when the time comes, when the right person enters your life, you won't just be ready to receive them, you will be ready to contribute, to build, to grow together in a way that honors your purpose. So don't just wait for the right person, become the right person. Work on your mindsets, strengthen your faith, learn how to communicate, develop patience, build self-discipline, master your emotions, because the love you are asking for will require something of you. And when the moment comes, when the right one stands before you, you will not just be prepared, you will be worthy of what you have prayed for. God works in seasons, not seconds. The problem is, we live in a world that wants everything instantly. We want results now. We want answers immediately. We want to wait. We want to go through the process. We just want to arrive at the destination. But that's not how divine timing works. That's not how real transformation happens. That's not how purpose unfolds. Look at nature. Everything in creation moves in seasons. There's a time for planting and a time for harvest. A tree doesn't bear fruit overnight. A flower doesn't bloom the same day the seed is placed in the ground. There is a process that must take place beneath the surface before anything can be seen on the outside. The roots have to go deep before the branches can stretch high. The foundation has to be strong before the structure can be built. And if nature understands this, why do we struggle to accept it in our own lives? The reason you feel frustrated in the waiting is because you are expecting seconds when God is working in seasons. You are looking at the clock wondering why nothing is happening, but God is not bound by your timeline. He is not rushed by your impatience. He is not moved by your frustration. What He is doing in your life is bigger than a moment. It is something that is being prepared to last. There are things God is setting in motion right now that you cannot see. There are doors being aligned, hearts being prepared, circumstances being arranged in ways that are beyond your understanding. But if you don't trust the process, if you don't have the patience to wait for the right time, you will settle for something less than what He has for you. You will try to force something before it's ready. You will try to open doors that are meant to remain closed. And in doing so, you will step outside of alignment with what is best for you. Because here's the truth, a blessing given too soon can become a burden. If you receive something before you are mature enough to handle it, before you are strong enough to sustain it, before you are prepared to carry it, it will not be a gift, it will be a weight. And that is not what God wants for you. That is why He is making you wait, not to punish you, not to withhold from you, but to prepare you so that when the moment comes, you are ready to walk into it fully. Think about all the times you wanted something so badly, only to look back later and realize you weren't ready for it then. Think about the situations where you thought you were prepared, but in hindsight, you see how much growth still needed to happen. That's why you have to trust the season you are in, because if you try to rush through it, if you try to skip the necessary steps, you won't be able to sustain the very thing you are asking for. The timing of your life is not in your hands. It is in the hands of the one who sees the full picture. And when He moves in a way that is undeniable, in a way that is perfect, in a way that brings everything together at just the right moment. So instead of asking, why hasn't it happened yet? Start asking, what is this season teaching me? How is this season preparing me? How can I grow in this season so that when the time comes, I am fully ready to step into what is meant for me? Because when the season shifts, when the appointed time arrives, nothing will be able to stop what has been prepared for you. No delay, no detour, no setback will be able to keep you from what is divinely yours. But you have to trust the season. You have to trust the process. And most importantly, you have to trust the one who is orchestrating it all. The blessing comes when you are aligned. Too often, people think that receiving what they have been asking for is just a matter of waiting. They think that as long as they are patient, as long as they keep praying, eventually the right thing will just show up. But blessings do not simply come because of time passing. They come when you are in position to receive them. They come when your heart, your mind, your spirit, and your life are aligned with the purpose they are meant to serve. Alignment is not about waiting idly. It is about walking in purpose. It is about becoming the person who can carry the blessing. It is about stepping into the level of maturity, strength, and faith that will allow you to sustain what you are asking for. Because God is not just interested in giving you something good, He is interested in giving you something that will last. And for that to happen, you must be ready to handle it when it arrives. Think about a key and a lock. The key has to be perfectly shaped to fit the lock, otherwise the door will not open. If a key is even slightly off in its design, no matter how much you push, no matter how much you twist and turn, the door will remain shut. Some people feel like they are stuck in life, like no matter what they do, things aren't moving forward. But the problem is not that the blessing isn't coming. The problem is that they are out of alignment. The key is not yet shaped properly. The preparation is not yet complete. And rather than forcing the door open, they need to allow the process to shape them, refine them, and bring them into perfect alignment with what is meant for them. When you are out of alignment, you will find yourself constantly frustrated. You will feel like you are doing all the right things but seeing none of the results you expected. You will find yourself stepping into situations that look like blessings at first but turn into burdens because you weren't truly ready for them. You will find yourself chasing things that were never meant for you, exhausting yourself trying to make things work that were never in God's design for your life. But when you are in alignment, things flow differently. You don't have to chase what is meant for you. It comes to you because you are where you are supposed to be. Alignment means healing. It means breaking free from past wounds, toxic patterns, and limiting beliefs that would have sabotaged what was meant for you. It means developing discipline, wisdom, and discernment so that when the right thing comes, you do not mishandle it. It means stepping fully into your purpose, so that you are not just looking for someone to complete you, but you are already whole, already walking in destiny, already secure in who you are. You cannot receive what is meant for you if you are still holding on to what is beneath you. You cannot step into something new if you are still entertaining what is draining you. You cannot walk in alignment if you are still allowing distractions to pull you away from what you are called to do. That is why some things haven't worked out. That is why certain people have walked away. That is why certain doors have remained closed. Because God is not going to let you settle for something that is not aligned with your destiny. Alignment is not about forcing things to happen. It is about preparing yourself so that when the right thing comes, you are already positioned to receive it. It is about becoming the version of yourself who is ready, who is strong, who is whole. Because when you are aligned, you don't have to chase blessings. They will naturally be drawn to you. The right people will come, the right opportunities will open, and the right timing will unfold because you have positioned yourself exactly where you need to be. So the question is not, when will it happen? The question is, am I in alignment for it to happen? Because when you are in the right place, when you are in the right mindset, when you are walking in the purpose that was set for you, the blessing won't be delayed, it won't be forced, it will arrive, exactly when it is supposed to. What you are asking for requires more than you are ready to give right now. A lot of people want love. They want a relationship that is deep, fulfilling, and lasting. They pray for a partner who will love them unconditionally, who will be loyal and supportive, who will walk beside them in life's journey. But very few people stop to ask themselves if they are truly ready for what they are asking for. Because love, real love, is not just about receiving, it is about giving. It is about sacrifice. It is about patience, commitment, and selflessness. And too often, people desire the benefits of love without being fully prepared for the responsibilities that come with it. They want someone who will be there for them in their hardest moments, but have they learned how to be there for someone else? They want a partner who will communicate with honesty and openness, but have they learned how to listen, how to speak with love, how to resolve conflict with grace? They want loyalty, but have they developed the character to be trustworthy, to be faithful, to be the kind of person who nurtures deep commitment? Love is not just something that happens to you. It is something that requires effort, work, and intention. It is not a fairy tale where everything magically falls into place. It is something you must actively build. And if you are not prepared to invest in it, if you are not ready to step into the level of selflessness that true love requires, then even if the right person came into your life right now, you would not be able to sustain the relationship. You have to ask yourself, are you truly ready for what you are praying for? Are you prepared to love someone even on the days when they are difficult, when they are struggling, when they are not at their best? Are you prepared to compromise, to put aside your own desires at times for the sake of the relationship? Are you prepared to forgive, to let go of grudges, to communicate with kindness even when you are frustrated? Because love is not just about how someone makes you feel, it is about how you choose to treat them every single day. Some people are asking for a partner who will bring stability into their lives, but they are still living in emotional chaos. They are still reactive, still holding on to anger, still carrying wounds from their past. They are asking for someone who will be patient with them, but they have not yet learned how to be patient with themselves, how to control their emotions, how to respond with wisdom instead of impulse. If you are not ready for what you are asking for, it will overwhelm you when it arrives. It will expose the areas where you are still weak, the areas where you still need growth, because love has a way of shining a light on every part of you, the good and the bad. It will not just show you how much you are capable of loving. It will also show you where you still have fears, insecurities, and struggles that need to be dealt with. That is why God has not sent them yet. Not because He is withholding from you, not because He does not want you to have love, but because He wants you to be ready for it when it comes. He wants you to step into it with strength, with maturity, with the ability to handle everything that comes with it. He does not want you to receive something beautiful only to lose it because you are not prepared to take care of it. So instead of just waiting for the right person to come, start becoming the right person now. Start building patience. Start healing from your past. Start learning how to communicate with wisdom and understanding. Start developing the habits, the mindset, the emotional strength that will allow you to build something real when the time comes. Because when you are truly ready for love, you won't have to force it, you won't have to chase it. It will align with you naturally, and you will be able to receive it fully, without fear, without hesitation, and without anything holding you back. The people you choose to surround yourself with are shaping your destiny in ways you may not even realize. You are not walking this journey alone. Every single person in your life, every conversation you engage in, every relationship you invest in, they are either pushing you toward your purpose or pulling you away from it. They are either strengthening your faith, your wisdom, your patience, and your discipline, or they are distracting you, draining you, and delaying the very thing you have been praying for. Some of you have been asking why the right one hasn't come into your life yet. And the truth is, you are still entertaining the wrong company. You are still surrounded by people who are keeping you stuck in cycles you were meant to break free from. You are still holding on to relationships that are comfortable but not purposeful, familiar but not fruitful. And as long as you are attached to what is not meant for you, you will not have room to receive what is. A person's influence is subtle but powerful. You start picking up their habits, their way of thinking, their energy without even realizing it. Spend enough time around people who lack vision and your vision will start to blur. Spend enough time around people who gossip, complain, and live in negativity, and you will find yourself speaking, thinking, and believing the same way. But spend time around people who are disciplined, who are driven, who are growing in their faith, and you will feel a shift in yourself. You will start moving differently, thinking differently, believing differently. That is the power of alignment. Some of the relationships in your life are not bad, but they are not helping you become better. And when you are in a season of preparation, when you are getting ready to step into something greater, you cannot afford to have people in your life who are pulling you in the opposite direction. You cannot afford to waste time with people who are keeping you in cycles of confusion, stagnation, and emotional chaos. You cannot afford to invest in friendships and relationships that are not pushing you towards your purpose. You have to be intentional about your environment. You have to guard your space. You have to take a hard look at the people in your life and ask, are they sharpening me? Are they holding me accountable? Are they challenging me to be better? Are they encouraging my growth, my healing, my discipline? Because if they are not, then what are they doing? Some of you are keeping people in your life out of fear of loneliness, fear of change, fear of losing what is familiar. But what if the very thing you are afraid to let go of is what is blocking your blessing? What if the space that is meant for something greater is still occupied by something lesser? What if God has been trying to shift you into a new season, but you keep holding on to relationships that were only meant for a past version of you? When you are becoming who you are meant to be, not everyone can come with you. That is a hard truth, but it is a necessary one. Elevation requires separation. Growth requires letting go. And if you are serious about preparing for what you are asking for, you have to be willing to walk away from anything and anyone who is no longer aligned with your purpose. The right relationship is not just about finding the right person. It is about being surrounded by the right influences, the right voices, the right energy. Because when the right one does come into your life, you need to be in the right mindset, the right environment, the right emotional and spiritual space to receive them. You need to be ready, not just for the love that you desire, but for the purpose that relationship is meant to serve. So if you are still entertaining distractions, if you are still investing in relationships that drain you, if you are still surrounding yourself with people who are not pushing you forward, it is time to make a change. Because the love you are praying for, the future you are working toward, the purpose you are stepping into, they require you to be in you. You have been asking for something significant, something meaningful, something that will last. But here's the truth that many people don't want to hear. The weight of what you're asking for is heavier than what you are prepared to carry right now. You want a deep, purposeful, life-changing relationship. You want a love that will stand the test of time, a partner who will be your safe place, your support, your strength. But you have to understand, the love you desire requires you to be strong enough to sustain it. A meaningful relationship is not just about romance, attraction, or companionship. It is about responsibility. It is about emotional, mental, and spiritual maturity. It is about having the capacity to give, to serve, to support, to understand, to communicate, to sacrifice. And if you are not yet at a place where you can do these things, then the very thing you are asking for will feel like a burden when it arrives. You cannot ask for something that requires more than you have developed in yourself. You cannot ask for a love that is patient, kind, forgiving, and strong when you are still struggling with impatience, resentment, selfishness, or fear. You cannot ask for a partner who will stand beside you in your weakest moments when you have not yet learned how to stand on your own. Because a real relationship will not just expose your strengths, it will also reveal every area where you are still weak. Too many people pray for love, but do not prepare for love. They think that when the right person comes along, everything will automatically fall into place. They believe that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship, but love, real love, is not just an emotion, it is a daily decision. It is something you build, it is something you fight for, it is something you invest in. And if you have not developed the strength, the endurance, the wisdom to do this, then even the best relationship will struggle to survive. Right now, God is not just preparing someone for you, He is preparing you. He is working on your character, on your patience, on your discipline, on your ability to handle conflict, on your ability to support and uplift another person. Because what you want requires a stronger, wiser, more mature version of yourself. The version of you that exists today might not yet be ready for the weight of what you are asking for. And if you are not ready to carry it, you will drop it when it comes. Think about every great thing in life, every major responsibility, every major opportunity, every major calling. None of them come without preparation. You do not step into a new job without the necessary training. You do not build a successful business without discipline, hard work, and planning. You do not become a leader without learning how to handle pressure, how to navigate challenges, how to make wise decisions. So why do so many people expect that love, the most powerful transformative force in life, should come easily, without preparation, without effort, without growth? You are being shaped for what you are asking for. Every lesson you are learning right now, every challenge you are facing, every moment of growth is building you into the kind of person who will be able to sustain the love you desire. Do not resent this process. Do not fight against it. Do not ask, why is it taking so long? Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me? What do I still need to work on? Because the moment you stop seeing this season as a delay and start seeing it as preparation, you will step into a whole new level of wisdom and maturity. You will realize that love is not about finding someone, it is about becoming someone who can love deeply, selflessly, and intentionally. Becoming someone who does not just wait for a good relationship, but knows how to build one, protect one, and nurture one. The weight of what you are asking for is great, but when you are ready, truly ready, you will not just receive it, you will be able to carry it with confidence, with strength, and with the ability to make it last. Alignment. And alignment starts with who you choose to walk with on this journey. You have been asking for something significant, something meaningful, something that will last. But here's the truth that many people don't want to hear. The weight of what you're asking for is heavier than what you are prepared to carry right now. You want a deep, purposeful, life-changing relationship. You want a love that will stand the test of time, a partner who will be your safe place, your support, your strength. But you have to understand the love you desire requires you to be strong enough to sustain it. A meaningful relationship is not just about romance, attraction, or companionship. It is about responsibility. It is about emotional, mental, and spiritual maturity. It is about having the capacity to give, to serve, to support, to understand, to communicate, to sacrifice. And if you are not yet at a place where you can do these things, then the very thing you are asking for will feel like a burden when it arrives. You cannot ask for something that requires more than you have developed in yourself. You cannot ask for a love that is patient, kind, forgiving, and strong when you are still struggling with impatience, resentment, selfishness, or fear. You cannot ask for a partner who will stand beside you in your weakest moments when you have not yet learned how to stand on your own. Because a real relationship will not just expose your strengths, it will also reveal every area where you are still weak. Too many people pray for love, but do not prepare for love. They think that when the right person comes along, everything will automatically fall into place. They believe that love alone is enough to sustain a relationship, but love, real love, is not just an emotion. It is a daily decision. It is something you build. It is something you fight for. It is something you invest in. And if you have not developed the strength, the endurance, the wisdom to do this, then even the best relationship will struggle to survive. right now. God is not just preparing someone for you, He is preparing you. He is working on your character, on your patience, on your discipline, on your ability to handle conflict, on your ability to support and uplift another person, because what you want requires a stronger, wiser, more mature version of yourself. The version of you that exists today might not yet be ready for the weight of what you are asking for. And if you are not ready to carry it, you will drop it when it comes. Think about every great thing in life, every major responsibility, every major opportunity, every major calling. None of them come without preparation. You do not step into a new job without the necessary training. You do not build a successful business without discipline, hard work, and planning. You do not become a leader without learning how to handle pressure, how to navigate challenges, how to make wise decisions. So why do so many people expect that love, the most powerful, transformative force in life, should come easily, without preparation, without effort, without growth? You are being shaped for what you are asking for. Every lesson you are learning right now, every challenge you are facing, every moment of growth is building you into the kind of person who will be able to sustain the love you desire. Do not resent this process. Do not fight against it. Do not ask, why is it taking so long? Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me? What do I still need to work on? Because the moment you stop seeing this season as a delay and start seeing it as preparation, you will step into a whole new level of wisdom and maturity. You will realize that love is not about finding someone, it is about becoming someone. Becoming someone who can love deeply, selflessly, and intentionally. Becoming someone who does not just wait for a good relationship, but knows how to build one, protect one, and nurture one. The weight of what you are asking for is great, but when you are ready, truly ready, you will not just receive it. You will be able to carry it with confidence, with strength, and with the ability to make it last. You are waiting, hoping, praying for that moment when everything will finally fall into place. You are looking at your life and wondering why things haven't changed yet, why the promise hasn't been fulfilled, why the person you've been praying for has not yet appeared. You keep asking, why is it taking so long? But what if the delay is not a denial? What if the time you are spending waiting is not wasted time, but time that is shaping you, refining you, preparing you for what you have been asking for? The most powerful things in life take time. Anything of value, anything meaningful, anything that is built to last cannot be rushed. A strong tree does not grow overnight. It starts as a seed buried in the darkness of the soil, completely unseen. And in that hidden place, it does its most important work. It begins to develop its roots. It anchors itself into the ground. It establishes its foundation so that when it finally grows above the surface, when the storms come, when the winds blow, it will not be easily shaken. Right now, you are in your rooting season. You are in the place where no one sees the work you are doing, where no one sees the growth that is happening inside of you. It feels slow, it feels frustrating, but this is the most important part of your journey. Because if you rush this process, if you force things before they are ready, if you try to step into something before you are fully prepared, it will not last. Some of you are looking at other people's lives and wondering why they have what you are still waiting for. You see people getting engaged, getting married, stepping into the kind of love you desire, and you feel left behind. But comparison will rob you of your peace. You do not know what their journey looked like. You do not know what battles they had to fight, what lessons they had to learn, what growth they had to endure to get where they are. And more importantly, you do not know if what they have is even what you want. Some people rush into relationships that look beautiful on the outside, but are breaking them on the inside. Some people step into commitments they were never truly prepared for, and now they are struggling, hurting, regretting. You do not want just any relationship. You do not want something that is rushed, forced, or temporary. You want what is meant for you, and what is meant for you will come in the right time, in the right way, when you are in the right place to receive it. The waiting is not just about patience, it is about positioning. You are being positioned, you are being prepared, you are being shaped into the person who will be able to step into the kind of love you desire and sustain it, protect it, nurture it. You have to trust that the time you are spending waiting is not time being wasted. It is time being invested. Every single day that you choose to focus on your growth, on your healing, on your purpose, you are planting seeds for the future. You are laying a foundation that will allow you to step into love with confidence, with strength, with wisdom. Because love is not just about finding someone, it is about becoming someone. It is about becoming the person who is ready to walk in partnership with another soul. It is about becoming the kind of person who does not just attract love, but knows how to build it, how to protect it, how to make it last. So do not let impatience make you settle. Do not let loneliness make you desperate. Do not let fear convince you that you are running out of time. You are exactly where you need to be. Your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. And when the time is right, when you are fully prepared, when you have become the person you are meant to be, what is meant for you will come, and it will come in a way that is undeniable, unstoppable, and exactly what you have been waiting for. You have been in this season for a while now, and I know it feels like nothing is changing. I know it feels like the waiting is endless, like every day is a struggle to hold on to the hope that one day things will be different. But I need you to understand something. This season is not a punishment, it is preparation. There is a reason why the right person, the right opportunity, the right breakthrough has not come yet. It's because God is doing something in you that needs to be done before you are ready to receive it. We live in a world that promotes instant gratification. Everything is fast, fast food, fast service, instant messaging, online shopping with same-day delivery. We have been conditioned to expect things to come quickly, to happen on our timeline according to our desires. But God's timing is different. It is perfect. It is intentional. And while it may not align with your timetable, it is always designed with your future in mind. What you are asking for is valuable, and value requires a different kind of preparation. Just think about it. Do you want a blessing that is rushed? Do you want a breakthrough that comes without the necessary preparation for you to fully appreciate and sustain it? Because when you ask for something of great worth, you are not just asking for the outcome. You are asking to be transformed into someone who can handle it when it arrives. You are asking to be stretched, refined, and grown into a version of yourself who will be capable of nurturing that blessing for the long term. It's like planting a seed. A seed does not grow overnight. It is buried in the soil, and no one sees the work happening beneath the surface. It may seem like nothing is happening, but underground the roots are growing, the foundation is being established, and the strength is being built. You cannot rush that process. If you pull the seed up too early, you will not have a plant. It will never bear fruit. The same is true in your life. God is building your roots right now. He is strengthening your foundation, preparing you to handle the weight of the blessing that you are asking for. And though it may seem like nothing is changing on the outside, something is happening on the inside. God is working on your heart, your character, your integrity, your faith. He is refining your patience, developing your trust in His timing, and teaching you to rely on Him instead of your own strength. You cannot skip these steps. You cannot rush this process. There is no shortcut to growth. There is no fast track to maturity. You need this time of preparation. You need this time of waiting so that when the right person, the right opportunity, the right breakthrough comes, you will be ready to step into it with confidence and strength, fully equipped to handle it. Right now, God is aligning you with your purpose. He is positioning you for what is coming. And even though it feels like you are standing still, you are actually moving forward. You are being prepared. You are being made whole. You are being equipped for the greatness that is coming your way. But if you rush this process, if you try to force things to happen on your timeline, you will miss the beauty of what God is doing in you right now. So stop worrying about the things that haven't happened yet. Stop stressing over what seems delayed. Instead, embrace this season. Embrace the work that God is doing in you. Trust that He knows exactly what He is doing, that His timing is perfect, and that when the time is right, He will bring everything together. You don't have to make it happen. You don't have to force it. You just have to trust in His process and know that He is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine. The waiting is not easy, but it is necessary, and in due time, what you've been waiting for will not only come, it will be everything you were meant to receive.